So let's take a look at the examples to find the simplest form of each expression. So what we need to do first is we need to break down each one. And I always start with my smallest one. So 16, of course, we can make 8 times 2, which would become 4 times 2, and finally 2 times 2. So that means it's going to be the cube root of 2 to the 4th, which we're going to rewrite as 2 cubed times 2, which gives me 2 times the cube root of 2. Now, the reason why I want to start with my smallest is because I know if I'm going to have like radicals, I know that I got to have the same thing. So as I look at 54, I know that I want to end up with something with a 2. So 27 times 2. And if you use your calculator, so you can do the cube root of 27, and you'll find out that it's 3. Which then leads me over here to my 250, which I know I'm going to make something times 2, and I find out that that's 125. Just like I do with square roots, I can take the cube root of 125 times the cube root of 2. My calculator tells me that the cube root of 125 is 2. So let me bring this down here so they're all on the same line. So now that I have all my radicals like 5 cube root of 2 plus 3 cube root of 2 minus 2 cube root of 2, that means I can combine the coefficients, and it's 5 plus 3 minus 2, and thus I end up with 6 times the cube root of 2 for my final answer. Again, start with your smallest, and that'll tell you what radical you want to have left over. I want to have a cube root of 2, that means I did 2 times 27 and 2 times 125. Take a look at our second example. The square root of 28 minus the square root of 175 plus the square root of 63. So again, I'm going to start with my smallest. And 28, well, that becomes 4 times 7. And the square root of 4 times the square root of 7. And thus we end up with 2 square root of 7. So that's going to help me to break down my square root of 175. Because I know it's going to be something in 7, because I want to end up with a 7. Well, 25 times 7 makes 175. That means I can do the square root of 25 and the square root of 7, and 5 square root of 7. Now I'll go for my 63. Again, I know I want something with a 7. What happens to be 9 times 7? Square root of 9, square root of 7. That becomes 3 square root of 7. Now I have 3 like radicals because they're all the same index and the same radicand. So that's 2 minus 5 plus 3 square root of 7 happens to become 0 square root of 7, or simply 0.